Vanthiyathevan, Chapter 1. It was the 18th day of Adi month. Usually, the southwest monsoon will spread all over the empire in the Adi month. It is almost from the middle of July to the middle of August. That is the Adi month period. Throughout the empire, heavy rain will be from the first of the month itself. So, when coming to the 18th day, total empire will be greenish. All the water bodies like rivers, branches of rivers, ponds, lakes, etc. will be flooded with water, especially from the water of Kaveri. In that day, in the evening, a warrior is slowly coming on the road, on the way from Kanji to Tanjai, from Kanjivaram to Tanjavur. The name of the warrior is Vanthiyathevan Vanthiyathevan, our hero. He was riding his horse very slowly because he started the journey from Kanchi and all the time he was traveling. So the horse was found tired. So Vanthiyathevan ride the horse very slowly. He has no hurry to go fast. He was coming on the side of Veera Narayana Eri on the way. The lake Veera Narayana Eri, the lake was spread with a length of 1.5 kadam and breadth of 1 kadam. 1 kadam means almost equal to 1.125 kilometers. Vanthiyathevan, surprised to think about the foresight of the Chola emperors in the past. They built the lake as to collect the water from the Kaveri river and spread to the agricultural lands nearby. And now, the water from the branch of Kaveri, Kollidam, was coming to the lake and the water was spreaded through sluices to the agricultural lands nearby. He watched all the scenery around the lake. As it was the 18th day and the Tamil people will celebrate it as the Adi Peruk, a festival thanking to the Kaveri river. The public was crowded on the banks of the lake and the rivers. Vanthiyathevan watched them also. So many persons were celebrating the Adi Peruk there. When moving slowly, he watched the lake also. He saw a few boats are coming on the lake. The boats are approaching the banks. Some soldiers from the front boat get down and go fast toward the public there and ask them to give way for the guest. Vanthiyathevan looked carefully and find the flag hoisted on the biggest boat in the middle. It was marked with a palm tree. He knew very well that it was belonged to Pazhvarkatiyan family. Pazhvarkatiyans are the second powerful persons in the Chola Empire. Their family have maternal relationship with the Chola dynasty for many years. They fought many wars along with the Chola emperors. And they have the power to fix taxes on each and every citizen and each and every kings under the empire. And they will decide how much and how the fund to be spread to the expenses. So they were very much respected in the Chola Empire. And now the current period, two brothers are in the Pazhvarkatiyan family, elder Pazhvarkatiyan and the younger Pazhvarkatiyan. Both were very much popular as the warriors, the strongest and powerful warriors in the Chola Empire. As a soldier or warrior, our hero Vanthiyathevan also very much interested to meet Pazhvarkatiyan at least once in his life. He usually talked to his friends when they are in the war front. Now, he wants to meet Pazhvarkatiyan. But at that time, he remembers some words, some advice from his boss, Azhvarkatiyan, told before the journey. Vanthiyathevan started the journey from Kanchi. And before the journey, Azhvarkatiyan bring him lonely and tell something. Dear Vanthiyathevan, I trust you and I believe you. That's why I am sending letters to my father and sister through you. I know your character, your strength. I know you are a warrior and can do anything. So, you need not prove that you are a warrior. Which means you should not involve in any problem on the way through the journey. And you should be very much careful when deal with the other people, especially the men belong to Pazhvarkatiyans and my younger father, Madhuradaka. Because I heard some news, bad news from the capital, and I am not satisfied with those news. I have some doubts. I could not believe anybody. Some political discussions are going on in the empire. So, you should be careful to hide the matter that you are from my side. Nobody should know about you or your reason for the journey. Like that, Azhvarkatiyan advised and gave some tips to follow the journey. Remembering all those things, Vanthiyathevan decided to not meet Azhvarkatiyan at that time. Immediately, he turned his horse toward other side and started to move forward. When he was coming through the road toward Kadambur, it was the late evening. As it was the holiday, Adipirku day, public were crowded in the roadsides and the markets. So he has to ride his horse slowly. When came on the road, he saw a crowd in a place nearby the road, and some louder voices came from the center of the crowd. Vanthiyathevan stopped the horse and get down from the horse and go to the crowd. He wanted to know what is going on there. When he came and watched the crowd, he saw all the persons are standing in a circle. Of course, the crowd was a little bigger. But the louder voice was coming only from the three persons inside the crowd. They were arguing on another. One person is very short and stout with a healthy body and having a bunch of hairs on the forehead, which means kudumi. He is a Vaishnavite devotee. Another one is a Saivite. He wore Rudraksha garlands and pasted ashes on throughout the body, whole body. And the third one is a Advaita devotee. He wore saffron dresses and with a shaved head. They are arguing about their devotion and piety. When Vanthiyathevan entered into the crowd, the Saivite was asking the Vaishnavite, "Hey, Azhvarkatiyan, tell the answer to my question. The Brahma and your Vishnu compete each other and try to see the hair in the head and the feet of our Lord Shiva. And both of them lost in their attempt and surrendered to the feet of our Lord Shiva. And how the Vishnu will be bigger than Shiva?" That was his question. Hearing it, Azhvarkatiyan started to reply, and he had a stick in his hand. Moving it to and fro, he started to reply that, "Hey Saivite, hey Butter, how can you say it? All the boons given by Lord Shiva to the king of Sri Lanka, the Ravana, was lost in front of the reincarnation of Vishnu, Sri Rama. Then how can you told the Shiva is bigger than Vishnu?" Hearing both the versions, the Advaita side interrupt and told, "Both you are telling foolish things. They are Bhakti Marka. They are following the Bhakti. There is a way above the Bhakti, devotion, Jnana Margam." And he tried to speak about the Advaita. Like that, all the three persons are arguing on another. And the crowd split into three, and one group support Vaishnavite, and one group support Saivite, and other support the Advaita. So the crowd was very much louder there. Vanthiyathevan watched everything. And at one point, as could not answer properly, Azhvarkatiyan started to going to beat others. At that time, the Advaita saint told that, "If you are going to beat me, I will never bother about it. Beating is Brahman, and beaten by also Brahman." Like that he tried to speak. Hearing the words, Azhvarkatiyan got excited and asked all the crowd to watch. "All you people watch this. The Brahman is going to beat another Brahman." Like that he got to beat the Advaita saint. Seeing it, the Advaita saint ran away from the crowd. All the crowd started to enjoy and laugh. Immediately, Azhvarkatiyan turned to the Saivite. "Now you tell, Butter, do you want to beaten by or ready to run away?" Then the Saivite told, "I am not a thief like your Krishna. I will stand here itself." Like that, he stand there itself. And Azhvarkatiyan ready to beat him also. All the crowd support both. To avoid a clash, Vanthiyathevan immediately interrupt both of them and scold both. "Why are you fighting each other? If you want to fight, go to Sri Lanka The war is going on there only. So please go there. Like that, he scolded them. The crowd started to support Vanthiyathevan because he looks like a warrior. His physique and face got appreciated, fascinated by the public. Usually, a beautiful boy or girl talk like that, the public will support them only. Like that, here also, the public started to support Vanthiyathevan and ask him to take a lesson for the Azhvarkatiyan and the butter. Seeing all this, the butter got angry more. He asked Vanthiyathevan, how can you say? You should tell who is bigger, Vishnu or Saiva. Can you prove like that? Immediately, Vanthiyathevan replied, I don't know the answer. But when I met Vishnu last day, I didn't see any difference between Shiva and Vishnu. When I went to meet Vishnu in Vaikuntham, Shiva was also there to talk some other things. So I waited there. At that time, I watched both Shiva and Vishnu seated on the same heighted seats. They have the same heights. And to clear doubts, I go and measured the height myself. I found no difference in the height also. Like that, Vanthiyathevan told. And I asked the doubt directly, and they replied, both Hari and Haran are equal. If anybody didn't know that, they are the fools. Like that, they replied, and they gave some sand to put on their mouth, the fool's mouth. Vanthiyathevan told like this and takes some sand from the ground and show it to the persons. The crowd excited by hearing the answer, and they also tried to take some sands from the ground and ready to pour on Azhvarkatiyan in the butter. Azhvarkatiyan tried ready to beat with the stick all the crowds. When it will become a calamity, clash, luckily that was stopped by another louder voice came from the street. That was an announcement of some respected persons are coming. The public stopped the arguments and their laughing and shifted to the sides of the roads. They forgot all the arguments happened there. Azhvarkatiyan and Vanthiyathevan also moved towards the side of the road and watched the procession coming on the road. That was a procession. In the front row, the warriors are announcing that respected Pazhvarkatiyars are coming, and they tell about the elder Pazhvarkatiyar. After the announcement persons, warriors are walking, and some warriors are in horses also coming in the procession. After that, in the middle, elder Pazhvarkatiyar was coming on a big elephant with a majestic look. He watched all the sights there. Vanthiyathevan watched everything. Behind the elephant, some soldiers bringing a palanquin, pallak. It was totally covered with curtains. A beautiful hand, it might be a hand of a lady, slowly opened the curtain and she looked toward the sides of the road. The public standing on the roadside. When her view reaches near Vanthiyathevan, she suddenly screamed like she watched something different and immediately closed the curtain. Vanthiyathevan watched that clearly. He just see the hand and a face in the fraction of seconds. He had some doubt. Why she screamed? To find the reason, Vanthiyathevan watched the roadside. He looked at the person standing on the roadside and he saw Azhvarkatiyan standing under a tree with no reaction in the face. Actually, some reactions in his face, but Vanthiyathevan didn't notice. But he understands that the lady in the palanquin might be screamed because of Azhvarkatiyan. In a few minutes, the procession gone through the road and the public started to disperse from the roadsides. All the public dispersed and went to look after their own jobs. Azhvarkatiyan started to move slowly and Vanthiyathevan also started moving and go to near his horse and bring the horse and started to walk. And when Vanthiyathevan is walking in the same way, Azhvarkatiyan also following the route.